Danke, thank you. Ich werde auf Englisch sprechen, so die Leute in die amerikanische Botschaft können das verstehen. So, we're back here again, another Saturday, hoping that a war doesn't pop off in Venezuela, a hot war with bombs and planes, like all the other wars that the US, NATO, and the West have been starting. But in reality, the war has already started against Venezuela. An economic war with sanctions and making ships unable to deliver food into the country, stopping shipments, stealing money, literally stealing money out of the bank from the Venezuelan government and giving it to this Guaido, this pretend president that half the people didn't even hear of before January. So now, this war is claiming the lives of thousands, affecting the lives of millions, and stealing billions from the people of Venezuela, from the country that rightfully owns it. But the media, for some reason, seems to go along with it and say, this guy, he's a dictator. He's the new Hitler. He's another Hitler, just like Saddam was, and just like the guy in Libya was, Gaddafi, and just like this guy and that guy and Putin and Xi and everybody who doesn't agree or doesn't bow is an enemy. So now that enemy, which is Venezuela, which is why we're here, is paying the price. Tens of thousands dead because there's no medicine that can get in to help for dialysis or pills or medication or even doctors or so forth. Food. There is food in Venezuela. The media won't tell you that. I don't know why CNN doesn't just send the guy with the camera down there and go to the supermarket. The supermarket is full of food in Venezuela. But we think because CNN or TDF or ARD said there's no food, then they just go to the camera, bring a camera down there. The problem is that there are many foods that can't get in, and the market, the money markets, the international coup against this government is protecting investors from divesting from Venezuela, encouraging a black market where it's harder to get food for the money that Venezuelans have. So these people have to die because they don't bow to us. Cuba's on the next. There's a list. Cuba, they're next. They've already been on the list for what, 70, 60, 70 years now? Blockade. Totally illegal. The whole world except US and Israel is the only two countries that want to keep this stale, tired blockade going. But now, so don't underestimate war with money, with economic war, because it still kills. Maybe bombs don't fall, but people still die, just like they're doing now. So what did they say? We have a new president. What's his name? Guaido, whatever. He's president now. Who? No, don't worry, he's okay, because he studied in D.C., where I'm from, at George Washington University under a program to groom people, groom new presidents that we can insert undemocratically, of course. But now, even that fantasy that he is, and that his ambassador in the U.S., Carlos Vecchio, we call him Carlos Pinocchio. He's Pinocchio, just like Pinocchio. He said, all I want to do is be an ambassador, a real ambassador. All I want to do is be a real boy. That charade is falling apart now. The whole story, just in January, man, we're going to have a new democratic system, and U.S. is going to make it happen, and along with all these other countries that, including Germany, who recognize a guy who Venezuela's never heard of 6 months ago, most of them. Now that story is falling apart. Money, the aid. Remember with the media when the food was coming into through Colombia to the Venezuelan border, and then it was on fire. They blame Venezuela for that. Actually, someone had a cell phone, a camera on it. They showed that the opposition that we support, radical, right-wing, hardcore opposition, had Molotovs, and they burnt the food. Actually, it wasn't much food anyway. It was just for show, for the cameras. They want to help, U.S. wants to help the people of Venezuela with food, even though they steal billions of dollars that Venezuela can use to feed their people. But now, turns out the food supplies, the food humanitarian aid that was given, the money that was supposed to help the Venezuelan people by our choice, it's being blown on luxury hotels, the Guaido's people, and swimming pools, and hookers, and booze, and $20,000 meals at high restaurants. These are the people that's supposed to be helping the people in Venezuela, blowing the money. Money that the Venezuelan government actually can use for more food and medicine that people have to die over. And then the Vecchio, he's also the ambassador, Pinocchio, the Pinocchio of ambassadors. He's in a scandal too. Money is missing all over the place. Point is this: Venezuela needs to be left alone to be a country to function, and we can't. It's getting real tired of hearing about the new evil that we have to stop. When they weren't doing anything, they never attacked any country. They just do it. But what do? Financial attack, cyber attack, media attack. It's too much. It's too much. Oh, we are ruining your country. We sure are. Germany is helping you. We're going to help you ruin the country. Apparently, there's many opposition who disagree. I don't want my country to spend on your country to blow it up. That's what I want. I don't want Germany to tell what ambassador they can have. Germany to tell Venezuela or U.S. Let them pick their own country, their own ambassador. If Maduro was such a bad... If he was so bad and he got elected overwhelmingly, hey, that says something. But that doesn't matter. This could be Venezuela. It could be any country that we're talking about. Iran, Iraq, Syria, Libya. So many, I can't even think of them. Bolivia, Yemen, Honduras, Paraguay, and so weiter. So many. We could be talking about all these countries up here that are all getting hit with financial weapons of mass destruction and real ones. People are dying, and we say, we know what's good for you. Well, I think we're wrong. We're not wrong. The people in this Botschaft are wrong, in this embassy, and in that embassy, and in this country. Unfortunately, Germany took the wrong side. But sanctions as they hit, there are talks in Oslo. We hope that goes well, but they're already trying to sabotage that too. So we want to put pressure on these people, these Pinocchios everywhere, these Goyas, these pretend politicians, to get out of the way and let Venezuela be. We say hands off Venezuela. Hände weg von Venezuela. No más.
Danke, Albert. Und bevor wir zum nächsten